Marlins are these super cool, powerful fish that live abundantly in the waters around Hawaii, Australia, Mexico, and South Africa. While they're amazing creatures to admire from a distance, you definitely wouldn't want to get too close, especially if one gets beached on the shore like this large bluefin marlin on Waikiki Beach in Hawaii in early January 2023. These fish are known for their 1 to 2 foot long pointy bills that kind of look like a spear that is mainly used for hunting food and stabbing prey with lightning fast precision. They can do this at over 80 miles per hour. There have been a ton of accidents involving marlin, from minor injuries to even fatalities. But that hasn't stopped the super brave anglers in the fishing world from going out there to catch them. This 200-pound marlin gave everyone on board a heart attack when it launched straight at the cameraman. But it didn't know that cameramen never die. Back in February 2020, these anglers were reeling in a 450-pound black marlin in Panama when it decided to take a leap of faith. Kudos to the crew for their quick thinking. Here's another 600-pound black marlin off Cairns in Australia, and its attempt to land on the crew. Luckily, no one got hurt, but the crew sure got the scare of their lives. Marlin fishing is mostly a recreational thing, because you can't sell marlin caught in the US waters unless you're in Hawaii. But even so, it's still a pretty deadly job. Anglers need heavy-duty fishing rods that can stand at least 450 pounds to handle the fight with these powerful fish. Even after an hour-long battle, these fish can still be dangerous. The crew's heart probably stopped when this marlin jumped onto their 80-foot boat in Mag Bay, Mexico. The fish was finally released safely. Have you ever seen a fish volunteering for the catch? These guys found it off the coast of Big Island in Hawaii in 2016. The Sport Fishing Championship is a global event where the world's best anglers go head to head, battling it out on the open seas, catching big fish like marlin. It's a thrilling spectacle to watch, with intense action, dramatic catches, and sometimes even a little bit of danger. During this battle on board the Hatteras GT63 in the 2022 tournament, things got so intense that one of the crew went overboard. The blue marlin was caught, but that guy earned a story for life. Even juniors like this 13-year-old from Australia can participate too. But they definitely need some pro fishermen to help in dangerous situations like this. This footage is low quality because it was filmed back in the 90s. This blue marlin wasn't just pulling lines, it also pulled world record holder Stuart Campbell to the depths when the fishing line got tangled around the fishing rod. Luckily, he was able to survive with just a few minor injuries. In October 2013, these guys had just caught a massive marlin, and as they were trying to bring it onto the boat, things took a dangerous turn. It looks like a game of musical chairs between human and marlin. Luckily, no one was hurt, including the fish. September 10, 2017 was a lucky day for these anglers. The marlin leaped out of the water, snapped the line, and peaced out off the coast of the Gold Coast in Australia. Who's really the hunter here? In May 2016, while this fisherman was helping his buddy reel in a monster marlin, the fish yanked him right out of the boat and into the water. Luckily, he was a good swimmer. This blue marlin off the Gold Coast in Australia decided it had had enough. Who needs a rematch? Here's a new way of fishing from Brazil. Maybe you should try that with salmon next time. There are two types of fishermen in Australia: the pro and the one who thinks they're a pro. This Florida fisherman's battle with this giant grouper is epic. After several pulls, he successfully reeled it in with a broken rod. If you've ever gone spearfishing, watch out for these sneaky grouper predators, even when they're just trying to steal your dinner. That's a nasty little bite from a potato grouper. Not everyone escaped with just some scratches on the hand like this fisherman though. Can you believe this little dude from Exmouth, Australia hooked a 13-pound salmon? I bet he was grinning from ear to ear the entire time. This fisherman thought he had hooked a monster catfish, but it turned out to be a gator. You gotta love the thrill of this catch. This California kayaker got the surprise encounter of a lifetime with a hammerhead while he was trolling for bonito. What would you do if you were him? This cheeky critter hitched a ride on a fishing boat and rewarded himself with a fresh fish dinner. Now that's what I call a successful fishing trip. This bass fisherman got a surprise visitor when filming this video. Luckily, the alligator seemed more interested in a photobomb than a snack. Maybe tarpon fishing in Florida isn't as relaxing as I thought. This is because these gator encounters I showed you in this video all happened here. This Oahu fisherman had a heart-pounding encounter with a tiger shark less than 2 miles from shore. Luckily, his quick reflexes and a little bit of luck helped him to escape unscathed. This New Zealand fisherman's tuna fishing trip took a wild turn when these apex predators decided to join in the fun. Thank God he made it back to the boat unharmed. These Florida fishermen got a first-hand look at a great white's appetite when they decided to snack on their fishing net. This New Zealand angler had a kingfish on the line, but a hungry great white shark had other plans. Who says you need 2 hands to land the big one? This Australian fisherman was reeling in a beauty when a grouper decided it wanted a bite. Thankfully, his buddy was there to quickly scoop up the catch. You never know what's lurking beneath the surface. This angler's day took a wild turn when a killer whale decided to steal the show. Who says you need a big rig to land a big fish? This little Josie reeled in a 33-pound flathead with her mini Disney frozen pole. This fisherman got a piranha dinner and an unexpected side dish. You got one job. The fish is now free. This Kiwi angler hooked into a feisty mako shark off the coast of Coromandel. That shark put on quite the show while trying to unhook itself. Who knew releasing a thresher shark could be so splashtastic? You know you're using the right bait when shortfin mako is jumping into the boat to get it. These folks in New Zealand were fishing for kingfish when this unexpected visitor took the bait. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. This ice fisherman was showing off his catch when he got a surprise bite, right there where it hurts. This fish took his future generations with it. Here's a fair trade. A fish's life, dad's future. Even his little son felt that. This is why we love fishing. The unexpected moments, the breathtaking sights, and the pure joy of being out on the water. And this is why we shouldn't.
What if you could catch hundreds of pounds of fish with just a plastic boat and a handful of shells? In the US, a commercial fishing boat can cost at least $75,000. But in developing countries like Indonesia, India, and Vietnam, fishermen rely on clever, low-cost methods to haul in millions of pounds of fish every year. In fact, they've outpaced the US to become the top seafood nation worldwide. Vietnam, for example, is home to one of the simplest and most ingenious tools of the trade, the coracle. These small, circular boats, often made from oiled bamboo or plastic, are a common sight in central Vietnam, with approximately around 4,670 in operation. Some fishermen have even upgraded their oracles with small engines for extra speed. Each morning before sunrise, they set out, nets in hand, and return by 7 or 8 a.m. But their resourcefulness doesn't stop there. Take octopus fishing, for instance. By using empty sea snail shells, this woman reduces costs while practicing environmentally friendly techniques. These sustainable fishing techniques keep expenses low, allowing fishermen to earn between $41 and $82 on a good day. For context, $82 in rural Vietnam can cover a family of four's groceries for an entire month. It's often the husband that fishes, while the wives wait on shore to help with the nets and sails. Fresh catches of small fish, shrimp, and krill are the best-selling ones. Adding to its appeal, coracle spinning performances have become a tourist attraction in recent years, giving fishermen an additional source of income while showcasing their traditional craft. From the calm waters of Vietnam, we journey to Japan and China. where a remarkable fishing tradition that doesn't need nets or fishing tools takes center stage. This centuries-old practice, dating back to the 3rd century, involves sleek seabirds called cormorants as the primary fishermen. Trained from as young as 3 months old, cormorants learn to dive and catch fish, with a collar pasted around their throats to prevent them from swallowing. Don't underestimate these birds. They have been known to subdue fish weighing up to 7 pounds. The catch is retrieved from their gullets after each dive. Traditionally, cormorant fishing happens at night or early morning, with lamplights drawing fish closer to the boat. Fishermen then beat the water to awaken the bird's hunting instincts. Each bird can hold up to 6 fish in its throat, sometimes catching over 100 fish a day. After each fishing session, the bird gets a small catch as a reward before heading home. Let's dive into an impressive large-scale fishing operation that relies on fish aggregating devices. Ingenious floating structures designed to attract fish by creating shaded, protected areas. These devices are built with 3 key components: anchors for securing, leafy shade for sheltering, and marker poles for locating. Once the FAD is deployed, usually 3 to 4 days before harvesting, the real action begins. It's a synchronized day and night operation requiring a well-coordinated team. Divers take on critical underwater tasks, untangling anchors and ensuring the net is correctly positioned around the FAD. Above water, the rest of the crew works to secure and manage the nets. When everything is in place, the net is drawn tight, forming a containment zone that traps fish within its perimeter. This is where teamwork truly shines. Hauling the catch to the surface is a physically demanding process. The nets, heavy with fish such as golden threadfin bream, mackerel, and even squid, require strength and coordination to manage. After the haul reaches the surface, the crew quickly sorts the catch. Smaller fish might be sold to produce fish sauce or dried goods, while larger, high-value species are reserved for direct sale to traders and markets. The final step is to clean and organize the equipment, preparing for the next trip, often starting just hours later. The rewards are catches like mackerel that make these month-long trips worthwhile. In Indonesia and Vietnam, crews often earn around $1,275 per person on successful trips. Moving on, purse seining is a technique that works mid-water. Early each morning, fishermen travel around 5 miles or 8 kilometers offshore, scanning for schools of fish. Once fishermen spot a school of fish, they release the net and circle the boat quickly, creating a ring around the fish to trap as many fish as possible. These men jump into the water to check the nets. Its bottom must be close like a purse to ensure minimal escapage. Then the fish is collected, either with the help of another boat or just with the main boat's engine itself. Depending on the size of the school, fishermen repeat this process 5 to 10 times daily, often catching species like crabs, skipjack tuna, and red snapper. Sri Lankan fishermen also use purse seining to harvest schools of queenfish when they feed and migrate close to shore during June and September. The operation is similar to offshore purse seining, but it requires more pulling power from the fishermen. When it comes to squid, small-scale fishing shines. Using engines with 20 to 30 horsepower and colourful jigs resembling shrimp, fishermen head out to sea. These durable jigs last up to a month, offering an affordable yet effective fishing method. Between 22 and 33 pounds or 10 to 15 kilograms of squid can be caught daily. It's taken straight to market, ready for consumers. For those seeking vibrant catches, Renina crab fishing offers both a challenge and a reward. Found 150 miles or 240 kilometers offshore in deep waters, these crabs are lured into baited baskets. They wait an hour before pulling up the traps. Renina crab season typically lasts from January to March. In the past, fishermen could catch 220 pounds or 100 kilograms in just 3 days. However, declining stocks now require a full week to achieve similar results. Meanwhile, swimming crab fishing employs wide mesh nets that are around 8 feet or 2.5 meters wide and 164 feet or 50 meters long. Fishermen travel 6 miles, equivalent to 10 kilometers, out in small boats to catch crabs weighing between 0.4 and 0.9 pounds, which is roughly equivalent to 0.2 or 0.4 kilograms each. Krill, the underwater red part you see on the screen, is a tiny but valuable type of seafood in Southeast Asian cuisine. They are harvested from May until October. On good days, fishermen can collect between 660 to 1,300 pounds, or 300 to 600 kilograms of krill. Fresh krill fetches around $0.2 a kilogram, while dried krill can sell for about $3.28 a kilogram. This small-scale practice provides consistent income for many coastal communities in Southeast Asia. Finally, we arrive in Sri Lanka, where the iconic site of stilt fishing dominates the coastline. Originating during World War II, when fishermen balanced on shipwrecks to fish, this unique technique now involves crossbars attached to tall poles embedded in the seabed. Fishermen perch patiently, waiting for their catch. While it's a spectacle today, similar ingenuity is found in Kenya's dhow fishing or India's catamaran fishing. Whether rooted in centuries-old traditions or bolstered by modern innovations, these fishing methods highlight human creativity and resilience. By supporting sustainable practices, we can help ensure that these livelihoods thrive for generations to come.